All right, welcome one and all to Live Sim Sports. It's time to run this tournament back. For the people that brought you March 2K20, we are proud to present to you the tournament once again as the excitement of the first four gets us underway. It's 216 seeds going toe-to-toe in our first matchup of the night. It's the Siena Saints and the Robert Morris Colonials out of the Northeast Conference. I'm Jake Herman, thrilled to be on the call for tonight's game. As we get underway, the Saints win the tip, and Donald Carey drives on the left side, puts up a baby hook, doesn't go, and Robert Morris clears off the rebound. Williams knocks down a three for Robert Morris. Josh Williams gets the Colonials on the board, the first points of the night for Robert Morris. Kevin Harlan, Greg Anthony, Doris Burke are here. They'll be dimmed down a little bit during this game, and I guess Bill Simmons will be joining us as well. We'll have that audio dimmed down, and I think for the future games, they will not be clashing in the background. As you can see, the 2K sim is back up and running as a shot goes and the foul. That's good for Siena. Gary Harris Jr. will go to the line. This game is being premiered on Live Sim Sports YouTube channel, so if you're joining us, welcome. We're glad to have you, and it's going to be a fun ride. As the free throw is no good for Gary Harris Jr., shot the other way is missed off the mark for A.J. Brama. And on the other end, scoring is Elijah Burns. Robert Morris and Siena. Robert Morris, the winner of the Northeast Conference this season. They beat St. Francis in their home gym to win that tournament. Siena at 20-10. MAAC. They were the regular season champion of that conference. A tournament unfortunately canceled. So they received the bid for all intents and purposes here into the Live Sim Sports tournament. Siena works ahead in transition as Burns down low, putting it up and in. And the Saints are out to a 6-3 lead. 2 minutes in, games will be 4 quarters if you're not familiar with the 2K sims that are put on by this awesome crew here at Live Sim Sports. As Williams drives with the right hand, puts it up, no good. Rebound Mendy. Giannis Mendy is able to put it home. Games are played in 4 quarters, each are 10 minutes long. Couldn't get around the quarters that are structured into this NBA 2K video game. But the game will be the length and hopefully feel of a college basketball game as Camper puts it up and misses. Manny Camper, the sophomore, or the junior rather, from Chestertown, Maryland, unable to put it home for Siena. Here's Jonathan Williams, or Josh Williams, the leading scorer for Robert Morris, kicking it out to Dante Tracy. It's John Williams now. We got John and Josh Williams in the starting lineup for Robert Morris. As Tracy pulls up from the elbow, misses it off the mark a little short. Siena pushes the other way. Camper down low. Burns doesn't get it to go. And Brama pulls down the tough rebound. That time for Robert Morris. It's John Williams up high, not to be confused with the Star Wars composer. Dishes it off to Mendy. Williams working one-on-one on Carey. Dishes it to Josh Williams, and his three is off the mark. Carey pushes ahead, left hand, tough shot, gets it to go. High degree of difficulty right there. And Siena is off to a strong start offensively. 8 points in the first 4 minutes. John Williams, the junior from Akron, Ohio, playing with his brother Josh, who's number 1 and number 0, the 2 Williams brothers for Robert Morris. It's Josh, number 0, who's the leading scorer, and his brother John picks up the foul right there. Hopefully you're much less confused than me on those 2 Williams brothers. If you thought it was tough to tell them apart in real life, just wait till you get to 2K. But we'll do our best as Jalen Pickett, the leading scorer for Siena, dishes it out to Carey. Burns working down low against Mendy. Can't get it to go. Rebound Williams. Josh Williams works it up ahead. Those two brothers from Akron, from St. Vincent St. Mary's High School, home of one LeBron James. His shot from the free throw line rims out. Siena again looks to run the floor here. It's Manny Camper all alone, and he jams it home. Siena off to a hot start. Timeout called by the Colonials from Robert Morris. 10-5, Saints is your score. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the first four here on Live Sim Sports. Robert Morris and Siena competing for the chance to take on Baylor in what will be the first round of the Live Sim Sports tournament. Josh Williams loses it. Stolen by Camper. Pickett works it up ahead, and Camper scores in transition. 12-5 Siena. Jalen Pickett averages 6 assists a game. The sophomore guard from Rochester, New York, to go along with 15 points a game. We'll try to pace the Saints tonight. John Williams working up high. Creates some space off the dribble. Goes up with a layup and gets it over Pickett. A couple of teams that know how to score the ball. Each averaging around 70 points a game. Pickett leaves it for Harris. Gary Harris Jr. dishes down low for Burns, and Elijah Burns puts it up and in. The only senior we've seen on the floor thus far for Siena, from Troy, New York, averages 14 points a game and shows you why right there. John Williams to Josh Williams. His three is good. Unselfish. Nice little movement without the ball. Robert Morris, they know a thing or two about moving without the ball. Second most assists in Division I when this season ended. Robert Morris. Unselfish, and we'll see that on display throughout the game. Donald Carey. In some trouble here, just 7 seconds to shoot. Finds Camper down low. Manny Camper working on Mendy. Goes up, has it blocked by Brahma. Three in transition. Tracy doesn't go. Camper the rebound. And that won't be the last time we call Camper's name for a rebound. Manny Camper averaging more than 10 rebounds a game for Siena. Gary Harris trying to get some space on Williams. Spin around jumper, doesn't go. Rebound Brahma. John Williams will push. Has it poked away. Harris poked it. And now it's passed up ahead to Harris. And he draws the foul. It goes on Josh Williams. So now each Williams brother has picked up a foul. And the first free throw goes down. Siena as a team shooting 70% from the line this season. Gary Harris knocks that one down. Harris, not a great free throw shooter during the season. 48% at the line, but he gets both right there. Jalen Hawkins, first time into the game for Robert Morris, and he comes in, tries to make an impact, misses. Brahma with the rebound, though, and he puts it in with the reverse. 16-12 Saints here. The Colonials of Robert Morris trying to keep pace at 20-14, 13-5 record, finished second in the regular season in the Northeast Conference. Three-pointer for Hine is off the mark. Tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Siena. Matt Hine, the senior from Windermere, Florida, pulls a three there, but is unable to get it to go. Hine on the season, though, just a 23% three-point shooter. Surprised to see him taking that one. Kyle Young inbounds it to Jordan King. King works out of the corner, gets to the bucket, but has it blocked by Brahma. Jalen Hawkins now with numbers. Dishes in the corner for McEwen. His three-pointer is off the back of the iron. First shot of the game for Savion McEwen, the senior from Paducah, Kentucky. Doesn't get that one to go down. Pickett dishes it over to Hine. Hine looks for King. Siena a bit more deliberate now offensively. It's Young. Tough two. Doesn't go. And we've reached a bit of a defensive standoff here. Points were coming fast and furious early, and now the defenses seem to be settling in. McEwen gets to the hole and scores. Little runner. And the shooting percentage is creeping their way up. Robert Morris started just 2 of 9, and now they've hit 4 of their last 7. Pickett up with the right hand and in. Gets it to go over McEwen, and Siena stretches the lead back to 4. Tightly contested in the early going. We're about a minute 28 away from our TV timeout, which will be the end of the first quarter. There'll be 10 minutes left in the first half. McEwen working up high on Pickett. Pickett aggressive defensively, going after it. He's got a couple of steals already. McEwen goes back court, so a turnover forced that time by the Saints, who didn't force that many over the course of the season relative to their competition. But they come up with a play there. Pickett, who averages a steal a game, making things happen with some high pressure. It's Sammy Friday, a senior, over to Pickett. His three is short, or rather long, off the back of the iron. Rebound grab by Williams. Robert Morris with the advantage on the glass thus far. Williams, little floater, gets it to go off of 1 foot. Josh Williams pacing the Colonials with 8 in the early going. He is their leading scorer over the course of the season. Robert Morris, the stronger rebounding team of these two over the course of the season, and that has borne out so far today. They get another one there as Charles Bain pulls down the miss. They run the floor. Hawkins on the free throw line. Can't get it to go. Brahma the rebound, and he puts it in. And Robert Morris has come back and tied things up after they were forced to use an early timeout. Each 16 seed looking for their shot at number 1 Baylor. Looking for a tournament win right here. Hine. 4-second differential, so that he might be content to wait, and he will. Friday dishes to King. 5 to shoot. A lot of off-ball action. King gets the screen now, pulls it for 3, and it's not going to go. 2 seconds left in the quarter. McEwen will heave it, and it's off to the left. So we are all knotted up, 18 apiece. First quarter of Live Sim Sports Tournament is an exciting one. We'll be right back. Second quarter set to begin here in Dayton. And from my socially distanced home, I'm Jake Herman, happy to be bringing you the call. Brahma, second effort, block. 2 straight blocks that time, down low. King the other way, doesn't get it to go. So the defenses have clamped down in the last few minutes of this game. Scoring was coming fast and furious early, and since it has slowed down a little bit, still a relatively high-scoring start, though, at 18 apiece, considering these two teams only average about 70 a game. Another missed 3, that time for Robert Morris. It's pulled down by Hine. Matt Hine gets the rebound, dishes down low, and a nice transition bucket that time for Kyle Young, the freshman from Bethlehem, PA. Siena back in front. Robert Morris led this game 3-0, but has not led it since. Siena took the lead 6-3, and from there, they've held on. Robert Morris came back and tied it a couple of times, but it's been a tightly contested affair. Hawkins a 3, does not go. Would have put Robert Morris in the lead. Pickett grabs the board and dishes it up ahead for King. Jordan King, the freshman from Albany, works it down low. Friday comes up with a loose ball and dishes it to a freshman in Young. It's King trying to get space and scoring a tough two in traffic over Jalen Hawkins. Hawkins, the freshman from Utica, little freshman on freshman right there. And Coach Andrew Toole wants to talk about it. Timeout, Robert Morris. Action resumes here. Coming up later tonight, we'll have Richmond taking on Texas. I believe that game is tonight. Again, I'm recording these games ahead of time. You're watching with me as I watched it for the first time. As Mendy works down low on Pickett and scores. Nice move down low from Giannis Mendy from France. Averages 8.5 points a game and about 5 rebounds to go with it. Has not made too big of an impact just yet. It's been Brahma doing the bulk of the work down low for Robert Morris. Pickett a three, comes open off a screen, but he doesn't get it to go. Mendy grabs the board. Robert Morris takes it up the floor. They enter this game having won 4 of their last 5, including 4 in a row, as Hine grabs the steal. Really tore their way through that NEC tournament. Colonials back in the big dance. Siena coming in having won 5 in a row, including conference games over Manhattan, Monmouth, and Niagara, as Camper grabs a rebound and puts it in. Saints up by 4. So this again just the first 4, looking to narrow our field of 68 down to 64. For take 2 at the Quarantoni. Hawkins dishes to McEwen, who dishes out to Bain. Good ball movement here by the Colonials. Mentioned they're second in the country in assists. Not a great possession that time, but they get it to go. McEwen hits a tough corner 3, and Robert Morris cuts it down to 1. These games will be broadcast live on YouTube. There'll be a variety of people chipping in to commentate some games for you. Not sure exactly who that full roster looks like at the moment, but I know that I'll be doing several games, including the nightcap to tonight's affairs, Texas and Richmond, as the putback attempt doesn't go for Camper. Those will be 2 11 seeds competing for the chance to face number 6 Iowa, and that game will be later on here on Live Sim Sports. While we don't have live sports, we do have this as McEwen misses short. Camper dishes it up ahead to King. King will take a transition 3, and it doesn't go. Not a great shooting start for either team in this second period of play. As Tracy pulls it out, Robert Morris will run a half-court set. Coming open off the screen is McEwen. He takes another 3, and he hits it. 2 threes in a row for McEwen, and Robert Morris has their first lead since it was 3-0. And that prompts Coach Macchiarello to take a timeout for Siena. We'll be right back.
And then we spitballed it, and we decided it was actually a better idea to do an in-the-moment digital series about it that you could experience in real time with the thing. It was the right idea, and that was really good. I think trying to figure out what story fits the best with an athlete, how to tell whatever story they have correctly is the coolest part of it.
Williams, he's checked in for money.
So Savion McEwen takes a seat after knocking down a couple of trays in a row. One of them was real contested over there in the corner, and that gives Robert Morris a spark off the bench. And right now they continue the momentum. It's a steal and a fast break opportunity. Hawkins, little Euro step, may have gotten away with the travel there, but Bain goes up for a shot and is fouled by Harris. Charles Bain heads to the line. The junior from Freeport, Bahamas, knocks down his first. Robert Morris, as a team, not a great free throw shooting squad. Near the bottom 50 in the nation, 67%. But Bain knocks them both down right there. Pickett now. Gives it over to Donald Carey back into the game. Hasn't made much of an impact just yet, but averages double-digit points a game. Camper gets a screen from Burns, who's back into the game as well for Siena. He's harassed up high. Good defense by Mendy. Forces a three, and it's no good. Rebound by Charles Bain. Robert Morris looking to build on the lead and build on their advantage on the glass that they've had to this point. Tracy chased out to the perimeter by Pickett. Now he's switched onto off of a screen, and he is blocked that time by Manny Camper. Siena in transition now, and they score. Donald Carey puts it in with the right hand. Hawkins takes it up now, Jalen Hawkins. The freshman gives it over to Williams. Josh Williams, the leading scorer for Robert Morris, still sits. It's Mendy now, getting a feed, but missing it. A little too strong that time off the glass. And Camper comes the other way, not wasting any time, and he ties it up for Siena. Back and forth first half, as you might expect from a couple of 16 seeds. Excited for the chance to play for their spot. And a chance to take on Baylor and maybe get rid of some of those butterflies before they do it. Three-pointer is kicked out for Williams, and he misses it off the back of the iron. Camper grabs the board. Burns pulls up from the free throw line and connects. Siena back in front. Elijah Burns, the 6'8 senior, has been an efficient 3 of 5 thus far. Siena's been much better while he's been on the floor than off the floor. Robert Morris made their run against Siena's bench. Williams off a screen. His three-pointer's off the mark, but it was a wide-open look. And it looks like Burns had a foot on the line or something during that rebound. Robert Morris will get it back. This game's had a good flow to it throughout. 30-28 your score with about 3:20 to play in the first half. Dante Tracy now from Orlando. Dribbles with the right hand, pulls up for a floater, and misses. That was well contested. Maybe not the greatest shot selection that time for Robert Morris. Camper now, working against Mendy. Kicks it out to Pickett. Donald Carey now in the corner. One-on-one with Williams. Lobs it up, and it's slammed home. Oh, what a pretty backdoor alley-oop. It went from Carey to Camper, and Manny Camper is having a nice little run here for Siena. It's an 8-0 answer for Siena. Tracy to the rack, and he stops it. It was 8 unanswered for Siena before that bucket. And the Saints lead it by 2, and they call a quick timeout here. 2:37 to play. First half. We'll be right back.
Well, there's something that the coach doesn't like. I'm curious to see which kind of adjustment he makes here.
Love the Old Town Road being played by either the Saints or the Colonials band right there. Not really clear which one, as Brahma brings down the board on the Burns miss to get things going here as we close out the first half. Mendy goes up with a left hand and scores. Robert Morris ties it up once again.
Unselfish basketball. Opted to pass up his own shot and dish to a teammate instead.
Donald Carey gets a high screen from Pickett. Now Carey to his left. In and out. Rebound pulled down by Tracy. Tracy not wasting any time. Coast to coast, he scores. And we'll see which team is able to bring the lead into the break as Tracy has hit his last couple of shots here after a slow start. It's Elijah Burns kicking it out to Donald Carey, who's been a facilitator in this one for Siena. It's Pickett getting a high screen. Pickett in traffic, and he finishes. 34 apiece. Pickett already halfway to those 6 assists per game that he averages, and we're near halftime. Tracy behind the back. Kicks it out. Williams a 3. Josh Williams off the mark. The leading scorer for Robert Morris comes up empty right there. A 41% three-point shooter, so a rare miss Rebound Mendy on the miss the other way. You don't want to leave Josh Williams, number 0 in blue, open from 3. He can bury him. As John Williams kicks it out now to Tracy. Under a minute to go, first half. Tie game here in the first 4. Tracy, little floater, and he misses it. Burns pulls it down. Donald Carey loses it. John Williams gets the steal, and he moves it up ahead. He's got Mendy on the perimeter. Instead, he pulls it from mid-range, and he's off the mark, short. And Burns scoops it up. Pickett dishes it down low for Burns. He puts it up, and it's no good. And then Robert Morris has the chance for the last shot here if they want it. Shot clock just 24 seconds on Live Sim Sports. Can't change that setting on 2K. Trying to recreate the authentic college basketball experience as close as they can, given the circumstances. It's Tracy now with 6. Working up high with Mendy. Now goes at it. Isolation. Little spin move and a bucket. 36-34. Robert Morris. And that looks like it will be our halftime score. Pickett's shot won't count. Doesn't get it off. And we go to the break. It's the Colonials and the Saints battling it out. Who will get their shot at Baylor and who will go home? We'll see. 20 minutes left in this one. Tight affair in Dayton.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show. Hello, basketball fans. Checking out the visiting team. Kenny?
Well, there was one wasn't surprised, and that was the big. They gave him a big lift. Those guys came into the game, they did all the dirty work, and they scored that. And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the home team. Well, a lot of their points came in transition. We dictated the pace of the game. It was a fast pace. Defense back on its heels. I say keep attacking the second half. Do not slow down. And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly.
For you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Captain Clutch having a dominant impact in this game.
Well, it didn't take him long to get that double-double. Already has it halfway.
Players warming up, getting set to go. First half was a tight one. Manny Camper made a huge impact for Siena.
And we're halfway through this one.
I'm not sure if those stats are actually right at the break. It said he had 10 blocks. I have to fact check that one. Shaq, Ernie, and Kenny, though, not usually wrong, as Josh Williams is rejected. Second half starts off with a thunderous block by Gary Harris from Los Angeles, the freshman, making a play. Donald Carey gets a high screen now, and Siena looks to pick up where they left off with some offensive momentum. Carey can't get it to go. Mendy pulls it down, and it's Williams who clears. Williams tries a lob, and they convert it. Brahma with the slam. And Robert Morris on a little extended run now, dating back to the first half. They were down by 4 just minutes ago. Now they're up by 4. Burns working one-on-one against Mendy, and he makes the tough 2. Elijah Burns from Blair Academy. Great basketball program there in Troy, New York. Scores there, and Brahma now works the other way against Camper, and he scores. Good post moves going all around here. Game recognizes game here on Live Sim Sports. Robert Morris leading 40-36. If you're just joining us, I'm Jay Kerman. You're watching 2 16 seeds squaring off in the first game of Live Sim Sports, each looking to get their shot at number 1 Baylor in the next round. Williams now to the corner. Tracy, long 2. Is no good. Tracy's cold shooting night continues. Harris in transition. Euro step, but no can do for Burns. Siena got off to a hot start in this game and have cooled off considerably since. They're shooting a higher percentage of the 2 teams here tonight, but they find themselves behind. Robert Morris has gone on a couple of well-timed runs just when it looked like Siena was starting to gain momentum, and now it's the Colonials who are playing from ahead for the first time. Tracy loses it, and it's picked up by Burns. Donald Carey now pulls up from the elbow and doesn't get it to go. Tough rim for Siena to start the second half. Down low for Tracy, and his cold shooting night continues yet again. Tracy has not been a great option offensively for Robert Morris. Dante Tracy, who's normally a 50% shooter from two-point range. He's just 3 of 10 in this one. But Siena answers on the other side. Elijah Burns puts it home. A lot of points in the paint to go around here as our second half gets underway. Each coach making that adjustment, telling their players to get inside, as the shots have not been going down, and a turnover forced by Siena. They'll take over. The lead is 2 for Robert Morris, as Jalen Hawkins checks back in for the Colonials. Burns tries to make another post move on Mendy. Instead kicks it out for Pickett. Jalen Pickett, leading scorer for Siena, has been quiet in this one. Can he get it going in the second half? Working up high with Burns, now works near the elbow. His pass down low is intercepted by Charles Bain. John Williams. Speedy drive with the right hand and a finish. Coast to coast, John Williams. And it's been a well-rounded day at the office for Williams, chipping in as a scorer, a distributor, and a defender. Pickett has some space, little isolation. Now Burns posts up for him. Can Pickett get him the ball? He can't. So Burns sets a high screen. Pickett works the baseline, pulls up, and misses. Siena offense has gone cold here. One of the top offenses in the Mid-American Conference. They get a defensive stop there. The 3 ball's off the mark. And they'll push the pace the other way. Burns down low. Has it blocked from behind. Stripped on his way up by Bain. Here comes Robert Morris. Hawkins is no good. Feverish pace here. Up and down they go. Tough for me to keep up with. 3-point shot is good. Elijah Burns stretching his range. Siena cuts it down to 1. Burns doesn't take too many threes, but when he does, he's hit 53% of them on the year. Brahma now rolls off the front of the rim, and Siena with a chance to retake the lead here. Carey looking at his options. Has it stripped away in traffic by John Williams. John Williams now. Down low for Brahma. His shot is no good, but he's fouled by Pickett. Been a relatively foul-free game. A lot of flow in this one. But right now, Brahma will head to the line. A.J. Brahma, a 67% free throw shooter, matches the Robert Morris team percentage on the season. Gets that one to go. Colonials got off to a pretty mediocre start to the season, but really were able to string some wins together late and come into this tournament with a considerable amount of momentum. Maybe this game will give one of these teams confidence they need to go out there and play Baylor tight, although that hasn't been the case in real tournaments as of late. UMBC is still the only 16 seed to ever knock off a 1, as Hawkins tips a shot and now comes the other way. Josh Williams, guarded by King, dishes out to Bain. His 3-point attempt is in and out. 44-41, about 15 minutes to go. Burns goes up and misses it. Good contest that time by Bain. John Williams, nice little dribble fake, and he scores high off the glass and in. 46-41 the score. Siena slows it down now. Pickett trying to work a one-on-one matchup. Hasn't been able to do so. Great defense by John Williams, but now they get confused on the screen, and an easy bucket for Pickett. Boy, just as I spoke great defense into existence, Pickett gets it easy too. And each team hovering right around 38% from the field. Timeout Robert Morris. They lead it by 3. 14-15 to go. It's a tense one here in Dayton. And it's a nice little feature of this tournament that all timeouts are about 20 to 30 second timeouts. We get these games done a little bit quicker this time around. You may also notice, hopefully, this game's appearing in a little bit of a higher quality than last time if you were watching with us for our previous tournament sim. All working to try and make this the best we can make it as McEwen puts it up and misses. Savion McEwen made such a nice impact in the first half for Robert Morris. Hit a couple of threes in a row and gets a steal right there. He's been a real spark off the bench. That's Jalen Hawkins getting the steal, driving to the hoop where he's guarded by Young. Kicks it out for Bain. His three-pointer is good. Robert Morris has their largest lead of the night. It is 49-43 for the Colonials out of the Northeast Conference. Will Siena have an answer here? It's Matt Hine in off the bench. Remember, it was his bench unit for Siena that struggled their first time in the game. Robert Morris was able to make their run back into it. When these guys are in, Pickett hits a three. It's Pickett and the bench players in the game for Siena. And as expected, they'll lean on Jalen Pickett in this spot. Pickett Burns in the game with some of those young bench players, as well as some experienced Sammy Friday, Matt Hine, the seniors for Siena. It's McEwen, Savion McEwen, down low, tough two, no good. Rebound by Burns. Siena, the more experienced team out of these two, but only barely. Both are relatively young in the grand scheme of their conferences. Pickett is fouled on the drive by Hawkins. Nobody really in foul trouble to speak of in this one. This game's had a pretty nice pace throughout. Short shift that time for Savion McEwen as Dante Tracy, the starter, re-enters. Tracy's had a tough go of it tonight from the field. Just 6 points for Dante. Hine in the corner looking for options. Finds Pickett, flash into the hoop, and he scores. Jalen Pickett starting to come alive here. The leading scorer for Siena. Sophomore guard, 6'4", from the Aquinas Institute in Rochester. Brahma puts one up, and it rattles out. Burns pushes the other way, and all of a sudden, Siena, who was just down their largest deficit, has a chance to take the lead, and they do. The shot is good for Burns. Elijah Burns having himself a nice game here. He leads Siena with 15. It's 50-49. Game of runs continues. It's a 7-0 push for the Saints here. Just when it looked like Robert Morris was gaining control, they find themselves behind once again. This has been a good one from start to finish here. Still 11 minutes to play and change. Tracy from the free throw line. No good. And Matt Hine clears. Jordan King lobs it up for Pickett. Ooh, his lob is way off the mark. It hits the backboard. And that gives Robert Morris numbers the other way. Hawkins dishes to Bain. And an easy slam goes down. Charles Bain dunks it home. And he puts Robert Morris back in front and has a little takeover icon to go with it. Pickett drives into traffic and gets bailed out that time by Tracy. He will go to the line for two. Jalen Pickett, a guy that you don't really want to let get going. He starts to get some momentum here and hits it. 69% free throw shooter. Does a nice job there to hit both. Pickett, who leads the Saints in minutes played and points per game. A real leader for this Siena squad. And he has made his presence felt here in the early going of the second half as we near our TV timeout. Tracy in traffic. He scores, and boy, Dante Tracy needed that one. He needed that one. It is 53-52, Robert Morris. Tough to see which side has been stronger in this one. It's really been an even game. Gary Harris, who's back into the game. The freshman from Los Angeles puts one up and misses. Gets his own rebound and puts it in. Gary Harris Jr., not to be confused with the Gary Harris Jr. that went to Michigan State. He goes to the line to try to complete the three-point play, and he's able to. Harris knocks it down. Listed here as just a 48% free throw shooter on Sports Reference, but he's 3 for 3 tonight. Good game from the line for Harris. Tracy dishes to Hawkins. Chance for a 2-for-1 here for Robert Morris if they hurry. Hawkins puts it up and misses, and now Siena will get a chance at the last shot of the period here. Pickett will pull it out. Siena on a little run now. It was 49-43 Robert Morris. Since then, it's a 12-4 push for the Saints. Here's Elijah Burns, who has 15 points already. He's double-teamed, so he passes out of it. Good feed to King, and a pretty play results in a bucket. It is a 14-4 push for Siena. And that shot nearly goes from three-quarters length of the court, but instead, it's off the mark. Siena with a little push there at the end of the quarter. It's 57-53 for the Saints here in the first four.
How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver. And he did just that.
And it's been a very competitive game so far.
All right, we're getting set to come down the stretch here between a couple of 16 seeds battling it out. Robert Morris, Siena, even if you've never seen either of these two teams play live, hopefully you're getting some sort of entertainment from this one. I certainly am, as Hawkins drives to the rim. If you're a fan of one of these teams, you're hoping that they get the chance to take on Baylor. And of course, if you picked Baylor to go far in your challenge bracket, you're hoping that neither of them looks too great to beat Baylor. As Carey drives to the hoop and scores, Siena pushes their lead up to 6. It's a game of ebbs and flows, and right now, it's flowing in Siena's direction. Robert Morris trying to stop what's now a 16-4 run for Siena. And Tracy can't do it right there. His cold shooting continues. It's Carey for 3. This would stretch it out, but he misses it. Robert Morris dodges a bullet there. And Williams goes coast to coast and puts it in. Big swing right there. 5-point swing on that missed 3. Josh Williams with 10 points for Robert Morris. It's Carey dishing to Camper. King pulls it, and it doesn't go. Rebound pulled down by Williams. Jordan King has not shot the ball well tonight for Siena. Coming off the bench from Albany, New York. It's Tracy now. Getting a high screen, feeding it to Bain, who's been a nice spark off the bench. Bain scores again. He scores again, and it's down to a 2-point game. 59-57. Neither team will fall down, it seems, by more than 2 possessions. It's been really tight throughout. King working on a much bigger defender in Mendy. Shoots over him, and that's not a good idea. Poor shot selection for King. And it's Hawkins the other way. Robert Morris hasn't had too much success from beyond the arc as of late in this game. They got hot from 3 earlier, and they turn it over right there. Donald Carey picks up the loose change. He'll try to probe his way inside, kicks it back out to King. And Carey takes over again. Harris gets a high screen from Burns. Harris drives to the rack and scores. Nice take. Strong take by Gary Harris, who has done his work in the paint. Siena has really made their living in the paint tonight, with the exception of Jalen Pickett, who hits some outside shots for the Saints. Hawkins tries to probe down low again. Goes up, over 2 defenders, but it doesn't go. Seems as if there's been a shift in the momentum here from Robert Morris to Siena. King pulls up and misses again. Miserable shooting night for King. Harris up ahead in transition. Tracy scores. Well, I was going to say, the second quarter belonged to Robert Morris. The third quarter to Siena. First quarter was tied. But now here we are, once again nearly deadlocked. It's a 2-point game with 6:55 to go. Buckle up. Should be a good one. Siena Robert Morris returns after this.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, the head coach of the home team had some words for the team during the break.
Inbound for Siena. Goes to Jordan King. He works on a much bigger defender and doesn't get it to go. John Williams gets the rebound. Williams up top.
Now here's Williams.
Has his pass intercepted. Not great ball control by either team here in the last few minutes. It's been sloppy. King scores in transition. Jordan King continues to not be shy about pulling the trigger. And you can see each team nearing double-digit turnovers. Those numbers seem low. It seems like there's been a lot more turnovers than that in this one. Brahma goes up with the right hand. Can't get it to go, follows it, and he'll go to the line. Manny Camper back into the game. Picks up the foul. Camper, who has already had a double-double today for Siena, will look to impact this game down the stretch. Good work by Brahma, the rebounding leader for Robert Morris, to pick that one up. 67% free throw shooter, misses the first. Every shot mattering here in a game that's been tight. No team has led by more than 6 or 7 at any point. Robert Morris' largest lead is 6. I think Siena stands at 7. Donald Carey, once again, tries to set up shot for Siena. Harris dishes inside to Burns, but he can't get it to go. Tried a little up and under move. And now it's John Williams working with his brother Josh. 1 year apart, both from Akron, Ohio, went to the same high school as LeBron James. Josh Williams gets the feed, but misses the three. But we're staying here. Foul on King. Josh Williams, who averages 13.5 points a game, had 8 in the first half, but he's been ice cold in the second half. Just 2 points as Jalen Pickett returns for Siena. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty. The top scorer is on the floor as Williams goes up and misses. Rebound Harris. It's the Saints by 3. Carey with a right hand. Goes up in traffic and misses. Neither team too shy about tempo here. They're pushing the pace. Tracy with a right hand. It's good. 63-62. If you're just joining us, it's been like this pretty much the whole time. I'm Jake Herman here, calling the game for Live Sim Sports. You're watching live as I'm recording this for the first time here on April 15th. It is the debut of the Live Sim Sports Tournament, and a good game to match the occasion. Carey puts up a tough 2, and it's short. Rebound Williams and Robert Morris with a chance to go back on top. Tracy glides to the rim and scores. And he's pumped up about it. Robert Morris on a mini run. Game of runs. But neither team has really strung together more than one run in a row. And that's how it's been pretty much the whole time. Back and forth affair. Burns pulls up from long 2-point range and misses. Rebound tipped out to Mendy. And Mendy starts the break to Williams. Williams has Mendy streaking down low, but it's stolen before he can get it there. It's Burns in transition. He goes up and gets it and one. He gets it and one. Elijah Burns with a breakout performance for Siena today. He now has 19 points on the night, and he will head to the line, where he is an 86% foul shooter for Siena. Rare to have a 6'8 player that shoots 63% from 2, 53% from 3, and 85% at the line. Averages rebounds per game to go with it, but he misses there. Averages 5 rebounds a game, I meant to say. Burns, a rare combination of size and strength. The senior not wanting his career to end in this one. Tracy over to Williams. Dishes it out to Brahma. Just 4 to shoot here. Robert Morris needs to find some space. Williams forces up a 3 and misses. That's John Williams. No good. Pickett now. Poked away. And Tracy takes over. And Williams gets hacked. Fouls on Harris. So Robert Morris getting enough stops to stay in it despite some real offensive struggles as of late. John Williams at the line, knocks down the first. Williams just a 68% free throw shooter, but he hits both. And it's 66-65. Robert Morris back in front. Several ties, several lead changes to speak of. None of them will matter until the next few here. 3:30 to go. Carey, once again on an island, gives it over to Harris. Just 5 seconds to shoot. Harris has to back up, and he's going to have to force it up. And that's not the shot Siena was looking for, but Burns gets the rebound. Burns going up and scoring it. Elijah Burns continues to flex his muscle. 67-66 for the Siena Saints. Who's going to have that answer for Robert Morris? It's John Williams, who's been a slasher in this one, fading away that time and hitting it. Very high degree of difficulty on that shot. This game pretty much dead even. 68-67. Pickett to Camper, who dishes in the corner for Harris. Each team has been determined to get the ball inside. Harris misses that time. Rebound was nearly grabbed by Camper, but tipped away, and Tracy clears. Can Robert Morris build a lead now? It's Tracy to Mendy, and Mendy misses it. It was contested by Camper, and he dishes that to Carey. Carey's wide open for three, but he doesn't want it. Instead, he dishes it to Camper, who gives it to Pickett. Carey gets it back now and goes to Harris. 10 to shoot. Harris working up high with Burns. Will they try to get Burns another bucket here? He's been their leading scorer. No, it's Harris pulling up and missing. Burns the rebound, and he is no good on the follow-up attempt. Rebound tipped out to Williams. Chaotic sequence right there. It's John Williams now. Under 2 minutes to go. Colonials leading by 1. Trip to face Baylor on the line. It's Brema trying to create space with his body. He doesn't want it all the way out there, though. Not really a threat from three. He dishes to Williams. He can shoot the three, and he hits the three. John Williams has showed up here in the stretch run of this one. Robert Morris up by 4. It's a mini run for the Colonials. Pickett will try to answer. Gives it off to Harris. Donald Carey now with it. A lot of off-ball screens. It goes over to Burns. Pickett up high. He'll take a three-pointer and miss it. He missed it. 4-point lead for Robert Morris. Can they stretch it out even more? Tracy a three, and he missed it off the back of the iron. No good. Quick shot that time. Could have paid off, but instead we're still at a 4-point game. 1:07 to go. Pickett with 10 to shoot. Down low for Burns. He puts it in traffic over Mendy for the finish. And we're down to a 2-point game. Each team has 2 timeouts. Not thinking about taking one here. 2-point lead for Robert Morris. Brema stolen by Pickett. It's Burns in transition. Has a man in front of him. Gets it to him. And Camper will score. We're tied 71 apiece. Timeout by Andrew Toole, the coach of Robert Morris. 43 seconds to play. And what was a 4-point lead is now gone just like that. Wow, this game continues to be full of surprises. Great start to Live Sim Sports Tournament. And if you're still here, I'll be joining you for the next game as well. Texas and Richmond coming up later on in this first 4. As we see some of John Williams' highlights for Robert Morris, the junior from Akron, Ohio, has made things happen in this one. Well above his season averages of 6 points and 5 dimes. He has been a facilitator and a leader for Robert Morris. Coming up next, Texas and Richmond. I'll be joining you for that one as well. There'll be a lot of different commentators you'll hear throughout this tournament. And hopefully, you enjoy each and every one of them. Here's Tracy going up and missing it. Rebound Donald Carey, 34 seconds to go. Little trouble in the backcourt, but they'll advance it. It's Camper. Manny Camper dishes to Harris. Harris puts it up. No good. Mendy pulls it down. And Robert Morris could hold for the last shot here. Just a 1-second differential. No, Tracy will push it. It's blocked. Mendy gets the loose ball. 15 seconds to play. Brema working one-on-one with Burns. Brema in the paint. Gains control but kicks it out to Williams. 5 to shoot. Williams to his left. A floater. Missed it. He missed it. Timeout Siena. They get the rebound. And Robert Morris has left the door open with 3.4 seconds to go. They now give Siena a chance to win this thing in regulation. Robert Morris could have held on a little bit longer and potentially made it a situation where they either won or sent this thing to overtime. But instead, they got a shot they liked but missed it. 3.4 seconds to play. And what will Coach Macchiarello draw up here for Siena? Kind of think Jalen Pickett might get a shot at this, or Elijah Burns may try to go down low to Manny Camper. There's been a lot of different options in this one, and a game that's had a little bit of everything. Here we go, 3.4 seconds for all the marbles at a trip to face Baylor. One team will move on, one team will go home. It's Donald Carey to the rim. He puts it up and in! Siena takes the lead with half a second to go. It's Donald Carey off a beautiful inbounds play. He came free. And Robert Morris now with half a second to answer. They will advance the ball per NBA rules. A lot of the NBA rules have been removed from this NBA 2K game here in Live Sim Sports, but not that one. They will advance the ball with half a second to go. Who will take the shot for Robert Morris? What a play by Donald Carey just then. Little spin move to create separation. And an easy lay-in to put Siena ahead by 2. Clutch moment for the sophomore from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. And now Robert Morris will try to answer. Who's getting the ball here? Half a second to go. It all comes down to this. Mendy looking for options. Throws it in, a shot at the buzzer. No, it's no good. Brahma had to put it up, and it would have won it for Robert Morris. Siena is moving on to get their shot at Baylor. The first game of the Live Sim Sports Tournament lives up to the hype as the Saints defeat the Colonials in a back-and-forth battle. So I will see you in the next game and in several games throughout this tournament. Hope you enjoyed. Coming up later, Texas and Richmond here in the first 4. This is only the beginning, folks. Get ready. Live Sim Sports Tournament continues soon.
There is the WNBA and NBA 2K now. That's really cool because it's the first year that we were doing it. How do you think this helps the league?
What is going on, everybody? Jake Herman here, excited to be bringing you the call of Texas and Richmond tonight. It's game 2 of our first 4 doubleheader. Actually, the first game that I'm recording here for this tournament. While this is being pre-recorded right now, back on April 14th, you're watching this with me for the first time. I'm checking out this game for the first time, just like you are right now. And if all goes well, I should be in the comment section ready to answer questions, be present with you guys through this game, because right now we are getting set to tip off between the Richmond Spiders and the Texas Longhorns, each going for their chance to face the Iowa Hawkeyes in the first round of the tournament. As you can see, the starting lineups. The Longhorns go with Matt Coleman, Courtney Ramey, Andrew Jones, Kai Jones, and Royce Ham Jr. We'll get to the Richmond Spiders in just a moment as the tip-off is won back by Grant Golden, and Richmond starts with the ball. It's Gilliard, Jacob Gilliard, up top to Sherrod. Drives, working on Andrew Jones to try and start things off for the Spiders out of the A-10. Coached by Chris Mooney. 24-7 record, 14-4 in conference as Kai Jones grabs a rebound down low. Longhorns push up, it's Ramey, pull up 2, no good off the back of the iron. Sherrod, a 3 in transition for Richmond, and that won't go either. A couple of open shots missed on each end to start off this first 4 matchup. And a loose ball between Coleman and Gilliard will result in a jump, and already some chippiness, as you can see, between our virtual players here on Live Sim Sports. And of course, this is the NBA jump ball rule. It's won back by Texas. Coleman loses the ball again, struggling to keep a firm grip on that. Instead, it's outside to Kai Jones, one-on-one with Grant Golden. 7 to shoot. Jones kicks it to Coleman. Coleman works out of the corner, looking to make something happen. Drives, left-handed, blocked by Golden. And here comes Richmond. Who's going to get on the board first? It's Jacob Gilliard. Down low it goes. Francis. Right-handed shot, no good. Blake Francis, the leading scorer for Richmond, unable to cash in there. Down low, Ramey. Yes! And Texas is on the board. The Longhorn fans that made the trip out to Dayton can take a seat. Again, I am Jake Herman, joining you for this game. Kevin Harlan, Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, here in spirit as we watch this 2K simulation unfold. Here's Gilliard. KO at the top of the key for Richmond. The Spiders, who are one of the stronger defensive teams in the country along with Texas. We can expect a low-scoring game today. Gilliard's shot rattles in and out, and Texas pulls down the rebound. Longhorns will push the pace now. Ramey, a 3, no good. Courtney Ramey, such a bellwether for this Texas team, really came on strong the second half of the season as Gilliard drives and gets Richmond on the board. 2 minutes in, our score is 2-2. We're getting the low-scoring start that I really expected. Both of these teams coming in one of the best defensive teams in their respective conferences. Each in the top 80 nationally in defensive efficiency. Texas actually ranking 24th in that regard. Royce Ham now towards the end of the shot clock. Coleman has to jack it up, and it's in and out. Not so great half-court offense for either team to start off this game. It's Sherrod. Down low, KO, yes. And Richmond is out in front now. It's 4-2 Spiders. Spiders' last game came against Duquesne on the road on March 6th. A game they won 73-62. But long layoff in both the real world and the virtual world for these two teams. Ramey working on Sherrod. Instead has to dish it to Andrew Jones. Jones loses the ball in another great defensive possession for the Spiders of Richmond as they force the shot clock violation. Now, we knew it would be a bit of an ugly game per se. I don't want to call it ugly. It's a defensive battle. But we could have one of those games tonight where it's first to 60 wins. We'll see. You can check me on that later on. Here's Jacob Gilliard. Tough leaner. Doesn't go. Royce Ham pulls down the board, and the other way comes Andrew Jones. Jones will push, driving to his left. Nice feed inside to Ramey, but he misses the bunny. Shot was altered that time by Sherrod. Cold start for Ramey, and here come the Spiders with Gilliard working into traffic. Gilliard, a tough finish, and he gets it to go. The one-handed shot with a left hand. Jacob Gilliard from Kansas City, Missouri, just 5'9", finishing in amongst the Texas guards that time. And the Longhorns will use an early timeout. Coach Shaka Smart wants to talk. It's Richmond 6, Texas 2. Don't go anywhere. This is Live Sim Sports. Action resumes here. First half just getting underway in our second game of the night between Texas and Richmond. Thanks for joining us on Live Sim Sports. I'm Jake Herman on the call for tonight's game as Kai Jones turns it over. Texas now struggling to find any kind of offensive flow through 4 minutes. Here's Francis. Hasn't got his name on the score sheet yet, but he's Richmond's leading scorer, and that time he draws a foul. It's on Ham, and it's his first. Royce Ham, the big man for Texas, who had to step up and assume a much bigger role once Jericho Sims went down for the Longhorns. Sims was the starting big man for Texas much of the season, really the big man for much of the year. Very efficient shooter. Sims, a guy that shoots 65% from two-point field goal range. Tough to replace. And Royce Ham has been trying to do that for Texas, and with help from a couple of other role players, this Texas team has found their way into the field as Ramey misses a three. Rebound Ham, he puts it up, no good. Out of bounds off of Golden, though. It'll stay here with Texas. 8-2 lead right now for the Spiders, who averaged 75 points a game, gave up just 66, one of the better margins in the A-10. That led them to be second in the A-10 in regular season record. Inbounds play by Shaka Smart. It's Andrew Jones up high. Guarded by Sherrod, gets some space from the Ham screen, 6 seconds to shoot. And Texas looking to have to shoot another quick one here. It's Ham, a turnaround shot, won't go. And Richmond is all over Texas defensively right now. Here's Gilliard, he'll push into the corner, Sherrod, long two, yes. And Richmond by 8 here. Nice dish that time by Richmond as they push the pace up the floor, and just 5 minutes in, Shaka Smart has had to use 2 timeouts. He's taken the team far from the first 4 in the past, but right now he's in a 10-2 hole. Richmond on top of Texas. Oh, I guess they skip ahead from the timeout there, and we keep this game moving. Already 2 timeouts taken, 5 minutes in. Richmond has been locking down Texas. This end of the floor has been a disaster for the Longhorns, who have struggled offensively at times throughout the season. Who are they going to go to here? It's Courtney Ramey working inside, puts up a tough 2, doesn't get it to go. It's been a lot of that, been a lot of one-on-one basketball for this Texas offense. Ramey just 1 for 6 out of the gate. Here's KO into the corner, Francis. Blake Francis dishes to Golden, and it's Jacob Gilliard up high, gets a high screen. Double teamed. It's Golden, a 3, in and out. That would have put Richmond up by 11. Instead, Texas down by just 8. It's Andrew Jones. Strong right-handed drive, Euro step, and a finish. And Texas with their first field goal in over 3 minutes. Still a poor start for them offensively. Maybe they can get a little rhythm in the next few minutes here, but right now they're finding it tough sledding on that end. Here's Gilliard in traffic. No good. Good contest that time by Kai Jones. Rebound Ham, and the Longhorns come the other way. Here's Coleman. Dishes to Jones. Andrew Jones, no can do. Good defense by Sherrod. Some subs getting ready to enter the game for Richmond, but before they do, it's Jacob Gilliard. Working again off a high screen from Golden. Texas in man-to-man as they normally play. Golden, tough 2, no good. Rebound Jones. Pushes it up ahead, Ramey. Courtney Ramey and Matt Coleman. Two experienced guards for this Texas team. Coleman the most experienced of the bunch as a junior. He goes into traffic and draws a foul. It's on Grant Golden. That's his first. Coleman, that 6'2 junior from Oak Hill Academy in Norfolk, Virginia. Averaged 12.5 a game to lead the way for Texas this season. Also leads them in assists per game. About 3.5 in that regard. Really for Texas, it's got to be a balanced effort as Coleman gets 1 of 2 at the line. They're not really a team that relies on one star. Ever since Jericho Sims went out, they kind of realized that and started playing some good team basketball as Gilliard is blocked by Ham. Here comes Ramey the other way, working with Kamaka Hepa, who's just into the game for Texas, and Will Baker, number 50. Nice steal up top that time by Burton, just into the game for Richmond. Tyler Burton makes the steal and gets it up ahead for Gilliard. Gilliard turns it right back over to Jones. A lot of turnovers, scrappy defense from each team. Coleman in the corner, yes, he buries a 3. And about 7 minutes into this game, Texas has found a little bit of life offensively. They now have scored 6 unanswered. It's 10-8. Gilliard. Give and go with Francis. Gilliard gets it back, and he's blocked by Coleman. Texas with multiple stops in a row here. It's their turn to assert their defensive dominance and a chance to tie or take the lead. Here's Coleman. Pull up 2. Yes, that's his spot. Coleman takes that shot every time, and he converts it right there. Tie game, 10 apiece. Here's Burton now, working on a bigger defender in Kamaka Hepa from Alaska. Burton goes up and scores. A little bit of a mismatch that time. Tyler Burton, the freshman from Uxbridge, Massachusetts, scores over Hepa, the sophomore from Barrow, Alaska. The other way, Hepa tries to get it back, doesn't get it to go. Rebound Golden. Tense, 12-10 start here as we are about 2 minutes away from our quarter break, which really functions as our TV timeout here on Live Sim Sports. Gilliard working on the bigger defender in Hepa. That time Hepa contests and Baker gets the rebound. Gilliard has gone cold here, just 2 for 8 from the field. A lot of cold shooting going around. That's a testament to the stout defense being played. Here's Baker, little size mismatch inside on Burton. Pretty post move, and Will Baker scores. It's 12-12, and Texas has drawn even. Will Baker, the freshman 5-star from Westlake High School in Austin, Texas, right near the UT campus, as Golden debated the 3 on the perimeter. Instead, he ball fakes and passes to Gilliard. Baker has really developed slowly over the course of the season and finally broke out with a big 20-point performance against TCU in February. As Ramey drives inside, no good. Baker the rebound, that 5-star freshman, dishes to Hepa, but he is blocked. Get that out of here, says Burton. And the other way, they score. Gilliard. Big swing right there, and Richmond back up top by 2. Hepa works up high. Texas trying to get some semblance of half-court offensive rhythm. Coleman and Ramey and Jones, the guards out there on the floor. Coleman with just 2 to shoot, puts it up, and it's no good. Richmond with a chance for the last shot here if they want it. Instead, they try to push, and now they will pull it out. Andre Gustafsson from Helsinki, the sophomore, has it up high, 6 seconds to go. Gustafsson off a screen from Golden, he cans it. Good high screen set by Grant Golden. Won't show up in the stat sheet, but it's an important play nonetheless. And we head to our first TV timeout. It is Richmond 16 and Texas 12, a defensive struggle on our hands in the first 4. Second quarter of action getting underway here from Dayton, Ohio. Me commentating here from Maryland as Live Sim Sports kicks off its tournament. Coleman drives, misses, gets his own rebound, and misses again. Cold shooting start continues for Matt Coleman, who hit a huge buzzer beater to give Texas the win over Oklahoma, one of those key resume builders that got them into this tournament. Golden up high, gives off to Francis. Richmond had some stagnant offense early in the shot clock, but they made things happen late. Can they do it again here? Golden, a tough two, and he will not get it to go. It rolls all the way around and out. Brock Cunningham takes it up the floor. Nice feed in transition, and the Longhorns score. It's Kamaka Hepa. Doesn't quite have that ponytail that he's got in real life, but pretty close. Brock Cunningham, real hustle guy, glue guy for Texas. Big time difference maker ever since the Sims injury forced him into some increased playing time. Shaka Smart has been leaning on it. Gustafson in the corner, guarded by Cunningham. Gustafson to his right. Strong defense by Cunningham, but Coleman fouls as he's helping over. So Richmond will get a fresh 14. Two teams that are already elite defensively get the benefit here from an extra 6 seconds taken off the shot clock, 24 seconds compared to 30, and that's why we have such a low-scoring result as we do early on. Sherrod, a tough two, gets it to go in traffic. And that's what this game may just come down to, as you see those low shooting percentages for each team. Who's going to make those tough shots? Because right now, not a lot of shots have come easy. 18-14 Richmond, first half lead. Ramey gives to Coleman. Texas likes to shoot a lot of three-point shots. Haven't been able to get open looks from three for the most part today. When they have, they've missed them as Coleman draws a foul on Burton. Nathan Ko is in the area defending as well, and Royce Ham will return. Kamaka Hepa sits after a productive shift off the bench. Off the inbounds play, it's Coleman in traffic, working to his right hand, unable to get the tough finish. Great contest that time by Burton, and Ko pulls down the board. Gilliard now working against Coleman. Coleman's gotten the best of that matchup so far on the defensive end of the floor. Sherrod, who's been productive for Richmond, gets a high screen from Ko, pulls up for two, but can't hit that time. Royce Ham pulls down the rebound. Neither team has scored in quite a few possessions here, and that continues as Ko grabs the Ramey miss. And it's Burton driving in on Ham. No can do. Blocked by Royce Ham, and Cunningham comes the other way. In transition ahead, Baker gets it to go. Will Baker, Thrill Baker, as he's called on Instagram, brings Texas within two. Gilliard gets a double high screen, but he runs into Ramey, who thwarts him for a second. Ham continues the defense and picks up his second foul. And that's been the problem for Ham at times of this season. Pretty realistic shot there of Ham, just wondering where that foul was. And wow, that was a pretty realistic Matt Coleman as well. Props to the guys who put this together as usual. Gilliard knocks down his first free throw. Even though this is not being commentated live, you're watching with me as I watched it live for the first time here on Live Sim Sports. Ramey working to his right. Kai Jones back into the game for Texas, number 22, the freshman from the Bahamas, who really came on strong in the Longhorns season finale against Oklahoma State, a game they lost. But Jones was spectacular in that one. Coleman, tough shot, gets it to go. And Texas, after falling behind 10-2 early, has stabilized a little bit here. But Richmond still keeping them at arm's length. 20-18, they lead. Gilliard. Ko was looking to go backdoor. Instead, he has to kick it out for Sherrod. Nick Sherrod up high. Gets a high screen from Ko. Tough take. Doesn't go. Good defense by Brock Cunningham and a strong rebound for the sophomore from Austin, who was a high school teammate of Will Baker's at Westlake in the Austin area. Kai Jones, size mismatch on Sherrod, but he's not really a post-up player. He kicks it out to Coleman. Coleman, probing, has to kick it out. Ramey, tough three, does not go. Rebound Sherrod, and quickly the other way. is Gustafson. He's fouled by Cunningham. He'll head to the line. Richmond, a team that had some mixed results in the non-conference part of their schedule early on in the season. Impressive wins over Vanderbilt, Wisconsin, St. Francis, pretty tough team out of the NEC. They also lost at Auburn, not a terrible loss. Lost to Alabama, a team that did not make the field of 68, but not a terrible loss nonetheless. Here's Coleman. Has it poked out of bounds. It'll stay on this end with Texas. They played Dayton in Atlantic 10 play, lost by 8 points in that one. Gave the number 1 seed Flyers a run for their money. We'll see them in action later on Live Sim Sports. Ramey. Probing, and he's fouled. Fouling picking up here as the defensive physicality continues. Looks like the refs are starting to crack down as Ramey hits his free throw. Texas, not a great free throw shooting team. They shoot at about 68.5%, putting them in the bottom third of all teams in Division I. Richmond, on the other hand, elite free throw shooting team. 77% they shoot from the line. That's 12th best in the nation. And if this game gets down to the end, you wonder if that will be a factor. Richmond, the far superior free throw shooting team by pretty much 9% better. Burton, tough 2, doesn't go. And Texas has played much better defense here in the second period. Really continuing their momentum from the end of that first period of play. Jones up top. Gets a high screen from Ham. Couple of big men working at it. Jones with the take, and that's his strength. Kai Jones gets to the bucket. And Texas has drawn even, and that field goal percentage has crept up. Was at about 16 a few minutes ago. And recognizing the change, Chris Mooney calls timeout. Richmond will talk it over. Under 5 to go. First half, tie game. And just as Texas fight fades out, the Longhorns come the other way with a rebound. And Ramey's attempt is blocked by Sherrod. Sherrod comes right back down the floor. Richmond has been looking to push the pace a little bit in these last few minutes, trying to get a little bit more offensive flow. Tough to do against a solid defensive team like Texas. With Coach Shaka Smart, assistant coach Luke Yaklich, who's actually going to UIC next year. So teams have taken notice out in the Horizon League of Texas' defensive performance this year, and actually Coach Smart's defensive specialist, assistant coach Yaklich, will be coaching the UIC Flames next year. And you can see the defense goes both ways in this one, just 22 apiece with 4 minutes to play in the first half. Really low-scoring affair. It's Gilliard. For KO, size mismatch on Coleman, and he will convert. Those tend to work pretty well. The size mismatches here in the 2K sim. Richmond finds one there and goes up by 2. Coleman. Inside, Kai Jones gets fouled and nearly got the bucket to go. KO the foul. The only player in foul trouble early on here is Royce Ham for Texas, who has picked up his second. Number 5 in burnt orange is in the game. Shaka Smart rolling the dice with his best big man available at the moment. Did see Will Baker get some action earlier, who has been needed in the absence of Jericho Sims. Texas without the services of who was their leading scorer down low. Three-pointer does not go for Francis. And the other way, the Longhorns go. That was Gilliard, missing 3. It's Coleman now. Steady hand in charge of the offense. Fadeaway 2 doesn't go. Cold offensive start continues for Matt Coleman. Has not been very efficient thus far in this basketball game. Sherrod sees a lane, but is helped over on by Kai Jones. Gets his own rebound, and it's Gilliard along two. No good, and Richmond has gone ice cold from the field here, but they still lead it by one. They've relied mostly on foul shots to get their points. Golden grabs a rebound, and Francis looks to work on Coleman. Goes up strong, doesn't get it to go. Strong defense again by Texas. Here's Courtney Ramey. No good. A lot of contested layups being put up. Not a lot of success for either offense. That's been the story of this first half. Stout defense, nothing easy for either team. Golden, off the back of the iron, tips his own rebound, gets it back for a third time. And he's stripped on the way up by Ramey. Great defense on the Longhorns guard. Ramey working on Francis. Now gets it to Jones. Size mismatch with Gilliard, and Jones will convert. And Texas has their first lead since it was 2-0. Longhorns up by 1. Gilliard finds a lane, takes a runner, doesn't get it to go. Richmond missing some open looks here. That's not going to make Coach Mooney happy. Going into the break, transition 3 is off the mark. Andrew Jones nearly had it. More on Andrew Jones in a little bit. KO. As Richmond continues to try and push the pace, they look for shots early in the shot clock, but more often than not, they've been forced to pull it out by this Texas defense. Man-to-man with a lot of help defense, as Golden scores. Defensive lapse, just as I was praising the defense. Texas uses the timeout. So Richmond leading by 1. Just over a minute to play, first half. Kamaka Hepa back into the game for Texas here to close out this first half. Baker comes in as well. Coleman in traffic, and dribbling through traffic has not been a recipe for success in this one. Sherrod the other way, doesn't get it to go. Good transition defense by Andrew Jones. Jones, who has bounced back from missing a season due to leukemia treatment, and has come back strong. Second leading scorer for Texas, 11.5 points a game. Baker's blocked by Golden, but Coleman gets it on the rebound and converts a 3. The first three-pointer of the game for Texas, and finally, the Longhorns get one from long range. They attempt a substantial amount of three-pointers. Does Texas. They get the rebound there off the Richmond miss. And the other way, Coleman, a blur to the hoop, and Texas by 4. A little run for the Longhorns here towards the end of the first half. Texas making their push. A little 10-4 mini spurt here. Gilliard working on Hepa. Can't get it to go over the big sophomore. Coleman with a chance to pull it out for the last shot. And before he has the chance to, he's fouled by Golden. Second foul on Grant Golden. Golden, the leading rebounder for Richmond. Not in foul trouble really here, just 2 fouls as the first half ends. But he stays on the floor. Coach Mooney would not want Golden to pick up a third here. Coleman will have a chance to set up the last shot for Texas. And we'll see what they do. A lot of off-ball motion here. Ramey is open for 3 off the screen. He'll pull it and can it. Courtney Ramey comes wide open. Great set play to end the half by Texas. And so as we head to the break, it is the Longhorns 33 and the Spiders 26. Very strong ending to the first half for Texas. They ended on a 13-4 run. And was that Will Baker dabbing as he headed to the locker room? I don't know. We'll see. Somebody let me know. It's Texas by 7 at the half. We'll be right back on Live Sim Sports. First 4 action is exciting. Welcome back to Live Sim Sports. A little look at Matt Coleman, who had himself a first half. 13 points, 3 rebounds to go with 2 assists. And Texas ends the half strong. Richmond went up 10-2. And ever since then, Texas has won this game 31-16, nearly doubling up the Spiders. As they start off the second half, little mental mistake. Offensive 3 seconds is the call. And Richmond takes over. This is April here on Live Sim Sports. The first 4 getting set to kick off what should be an exciting tournament. Hoping to bring somebody some entertainment somewhere. We all miss sports pretty badly. And so hopefully this is a nice substitute. It's Golden working in on Kai Jones. Golden swatted by Jones. Great defensive awareness, and it's a 3 in transition for Coleman. No good, but he gets his own rebound. Texas, with their foot on the gas offensively here, they found some life towards the end of that first half. But right there, Grant Golden forces a tie-up. Marcus Golden, of course, Grant's brother, who plays for the Butler Bulldogs. I knew I'd confuse him at some point. Did not come until the second half, so I'll consider that a victory. And Richmond, after all that whole sequence, will take over. The Spiders, the more experienced of these two teams in terms of years. Texas, a young team. They do have some returning contributors, but overall a young team. Just a year and a half of experience on average, whereas Richmond averaging 1.9 years of experience. Neat little stat provided by Sports Reference there. Another tie-up. Royce Ham ties up Gilliard. Really, I think that number is brought up by those juniors, those 5 juniors that make up the starting 5 for Richmond. And next year should be exciting for the Spiders. With guys returning for their senior seasons, that team is not one that I want to face next year. They'll be playing with an edge. They'll need a little edge to get back into this one. 18:42 to go. Texas has built a 7-point lead here. It's Andrew Jones, a 3, and it's good. Make it 10. Double-digit lead for the Longhorns, who have finally found their stroke from long distance. A team that shot 742 threes during the season, putting them in the top half of the nation. Top 100, I should say. KO. A little leaner. No good, and Richmond seems to be settling a little bit on the offensive end. Major drought for the Spiders. Well, it's Texas with their foot on the gas here. 14-4 push. Coleman. And he gets it. Texas by 12. Coleman has heated up here. Already over his season average in terms of points per game. He has been the leader that the Longhorn fans know and love. And he's been stout on this end of the floor as well. I'd say arguably he's been even better on this end of the floor. Golden takes a 3, and it's off the back of the iron. Richmond looking for answers offensively. Surprised Coach Mooney hasn't called another timeout. It's Ham on the give and go, and it's Texas stretching the lead to 14. Longhorns putting the horns up here. The Eyes of Texas leading. Oh, there it is, the Eyes of Texas. I swear I didn't know that was coming. The music in the background provided by St. Bonaventure Unfurled, SB Unfurled. Major shout out to him for organizing this tournament. We take a break. Longhorns by 2 touchdowns. So as the Eyes of Texas stops playing, the Longhorn fans take their seats, and Gustafson misses at the rack, and Richmond just cannot buy a bucket right now. Texas looking to stretch this lead even further. Looking to get their shot at number 6 seeded Iowa in the next round. Coleman, fader, no good, rebound, Golden. Richmond might look to their leader here, Blake Francis, to get them going as the drought nears 5 minutes. Golden for 3. Back of the iron, no good. Rebound, KO, and finally, Richmond has scored their first points in about 5 minutes. 12-point lead for Texas. So now Texas has the lead, one of the best defensive teams in the nation, as Jones scores off the glass. Texas, a team that sort of tends to win if they can get over that 7-point hump because of the way they can defend. And it's evidenced again there. Jones forces the steal. He'll dish it inside for Coleman, who scores 17 points now for Matt Coleman. And the Longhorns have been doing it unselfishly and unrelentingly. 16-point lead for Shaka Smart and his team. Richmond, not a team that likes to rely necessarily on the 3-ball, but they do shoot it well, and they have to. They get one there. Golden, 36% three-point shooters are the Richmond Spiders. They shot less threes than Texas did over the course of the year, but shoot a better percent. Jones, pull up 2, no good. Rebound Gustafson. He'll push it up the floor. Works off a high screen from KO, guarded by Cunningham. Now it's KO guarded by Coleman. Size mismatch. Coleman stands up to the task. Francis has to dish it out for Gilliard. 4 seconds to shoot. Gilliard guarded up high by Coleman. Gilliard running out of options. Hoists the fader, and it doesn't even draw iron. Shot clock violation. Great defense by Texas. Matt Coleman once again comes up big on the defensive end of the floor. As Kamaka Hepa re-enters the game, Kai Jones, the rim protector for Texas, will sit. And a foul off the ball goes on Burton, his second. Hepa hits the deck. As we're near the 15-minute mark, the lead is 13 for Texas, who comes in having won 4 of their last 5, including wins over West Virginia, Texas Tech, who are in this field. A little turnover there for Texas. And KO scores the other way. Richmond gets it back down to 11. Texas has come out much more efficiently here in the second half of action. 5 of their first 8 from the field. And that has allowed them to take control of this game. Ramey, dribbling in traffic, keeps possession, goes up strong, gets it and one. Courtney Ramey scores, and the foul. And it's the Longhorns, who even without their main man inside, Jericho Sims, who are finding ways to get inside with their guards and making it a 14-point game once again. Spiders in need of a little run. It's Gilliard. Breezes past Hepa, but can't get the easy one to go. Not a great game tonight for Jacob Gilliard. Ramey working up high with Baker. Ramey inside. Does not go. A lot of interior shots being contested well, plus some poor shooting. Golden will not miss that one. Point blank slam. And a nice beard. Look a little bit like Mose from The Office there. That was a tough angle on Grant Golden. It's 47-35 Longhorns. Andrew Jones. Boom, AJ1. Drives inside but doesn't get it. We'll see if Richmond continues with their fast-paced technique that they were using earlier. They'll settle it down now. Francis, the leading scorer, kicks it out for Burton, who's been a nice spark off the bench, especially on the defensive end. Gets a high screen from KO. Burton blows by Cunningham and draws a foul on Cunningham, who recovers but picks up his second. Brock Cunningham, a silver spur at Texas, picks that one up. Tyler Burton shoots. Richmond doesn't get to the line too often, but as I said earlier, they're pretty good once they get there. 12th best free throw shooting team in the nation. One trend that they haven't followed tonight, however, are their turnovers. Richmond, a team that took care of the ball during the season. 20th fewest turnovers in basketball. Not the case today. They have struggled to take care of the ball, and there's a 3 for Andrew Jones. Everything going the way of the Longhorns here, but they're only up by 13 because of that good start by Richmond when they led 10-2. Trip to face Iowa on the line here in the first 4. Burton is blocked by Hepa. Great defense once again from Texas. Baker in transition. Gets fouled. That's the 3rd on Golden. And that's something Richmond cannot afford. Cannot afford to have Golden sit here for any kind of extended length of time. 3rd foul with 12:54 to go. But Mooney can't really afford to sit Golden at this point as Baker misses the free throw. Baker not a great free throw shooter for the Longhorns. Just 33% from the line, but he gets 1 out of 2 there. Baker, a guy who really didn't come on as a contributor until conference play. Some out of necessity, some out of development. Gilliard doesn't get it to go inside, and a loose ball foul on Burton is his 3rd. Some foul trouble now piling up for Richmond, as Royce Ham and his 2 fouls check back into the game. Ham, who picked up 2 in the first half, has stayed foul-free thus far in the second half. Andrew Jones probing and has it taken away by Golden. Burton will run the floor using his speed, and he's unable to finish. Texas by 14. It's been the margin for the last 3 or 4 minutes of play here. Ramey. Texas with 5 out right now. Nobody really in the paint. Now Royce Ham takes an interior position, and it's Courtney Ramey passing up a 3. Maybe should have shot that one. 3 seconds to shoot, now 2. Ramey, loose ball, has to hoist up a contested 2, and that's a bad possession. Rebound for Richmond. Can Blake Francis get involved? He dishes to Sherrod, and Sherrod cans it from downtown. So Blake Francis gets an assist. The leading scorer hasn't done much on offense for Richmond, but he gets Sherrod involved, and Richmond cuts it back down to 11. And now a steal, sloppy play there by Ramey looking for Cunningham. And the other way, they score. It's Burton. Tyler Burton gets the steal and finishes it himself. Back to single digits here. 11:24 to go. Richmond crowd here in Dayton, an A10 venue. Getting a little life back in those hands, but it's quickly put out by Ramey, who has had a strong 3rd quarter for Texas. Game was tied for much of the latter portion of the first half. Texas has pushed their lead to as many as 14. They now lead it by 11. Nick Sherrod, short. 52 seconds to go before our TV timeout. Sherrod with 7 points on the night, but a Texas turnover right there. 35th in the country in steals are the Spiders. They force one there. So now Richmond looks to get even closer. Sherrod in traffic. No can do. Rebound by Hepa. Jones pushes. Thought about the 3, but Francis closed out on him nicely. Jones splitting the D. Putting up a floater. No good, but he kicks the rebound out to Hepa. Longhorns will get another chance. 8 to shoot. Cunningham moves off the ball. Instead, it's Hepa now. Working on Burton. 2 to shoot. He's going to have to put it up. Hepa does, and it's in and out. Richmond will get the last shot of the quarter here. Gilliard gets a high screen from Golden. Gilliard with his left hand puts one up, but misses. And Texas will go to the timeout with an 11-point lead. Playing with a little bit of swagger here in Dayton. It's just the kind of game they like. Defensive battle. Can Shaka Smart get his team their first tournament win in his tenure? We'll see. We are just under 10 minutes away from punching a ticket into the first round. as Gilliard glides to the rim and scores. Richmond cuts it back down to 9. The Spiders are hanging around, not going away. Don't want to say hanging by a thread. A little bit of a cliche right there. And I got to stop with those if I don't want to get muted. It's Ramey to Cunningham. And the Longhorns continue to work the ball around. Unselfish basketball for the Longhorns as of late. It's Jones having to put one up at the end of the shot clock. Nearly got it to go. Royce Ham gets the board. And Texas gets a big-time second chance. But Jones has it poked away by Francis. Here comes Blake Francis. Blocked by Kai Jones. The Longhorns continue to win the rebounds and the blocks. It's Jones the other way. Yes, on the floater. And it's 55-44. Make a wish. It is an 11-point game for Texas. Still about 9 minutes to go. Plenty of time. The Longhorn defense has shown no signs of letting up. Ever since early in the game when Texas really couldn't get much going. A little selfish basketball, but a jam there. An alley-oop by Burton. And Richmond has started to gain a little bit of a foothold, just as I speak. Longhorns earlier today scored just 2 points in the first 5 minutes of action. Since then, they've picked up offensively and have grabbed control of this game. Does Richmond have a run in them to try and save their season? It's going to have to start with defense, and they get a steal right there. Golden pokes it away from Royce Ham. Tyler Burton up top. Gilliard wide open for 3, and he hits it. 6-point game is the closest that Richmond has been here in this second half. Texas led it by 7 at halftime. So Richmond on a run. Ramey, wide open 3, but he misses it. Didn't quite get set for that one. And Richmond has a chance to make this even tighter. Here's Francis to Gilliard, working on the bigger defender in Jones. Jones forces him all the way out to the perimeter where he gives it up to Sherrod. Sherrod tries to split the D, can't do it. Ramey comes the other way. Courtney Ramey. Spelling Matt Coleman here for Texas as Coleman sits. Texas may need to think about getting him back on the floor soon. Jones, a 3. In and out. The Longhorns offense suddenly has gone cold. Can Richmond take advantage? It's Francis working on Andrew Jones. Instead, they kick it out to Gilliard. Gilliard looks to drive on the bigger Jones. Tries to get separation. Gets a screen from Golden. Now he's guarded by Cunningham inside. Has to kick it out to Sherrod. 3 to shoot for Sherrod. Working on Ham. Sherrod pulls up, but misses. Rebound by Ramey. Coleman getting ready to check back in for Texas. Can't happen soon enough. Richmond on a mini run. It's Ramey. Tries to split the D. Loose ball picked up by Ham, and it's Cunningham now with 9 to shoot. Great speed to Jones, but he can't finish. Here comes Richmond. They've gotten 4 or 5 stops in a row here. Can they get it to a one-possession game? Sherrod and Golden up high. Golden now has a mid-range jumper if he wants it. Instead, kicks it to Gilliard, a 3, and he gets it! Jacob Gilliard has finally arrived here in this game. Got off to a slow start, but now he's brought Richmond back. And it's a 3-point game. 6:05 to go. And it's an 8-0 run for the Spiders. First 4 action here on Live Sim Sports. Returns in a moment. Things heating up here in Dayton. Texas and Richmond getting closer here. As Coleman is back into the game, but missing a layup right there. And here comes Richmond. Gilliard for the tie. He gets it. Richmond has come all the way back in a matter of minutes. Oh, an 11-0 run for the Spiders. And we are all even. What has happened to Texas? have not scored in a few minutes here. Who's going to be the guy to step up? Will it be Coleman back on the floor? Dribbles with his left hand, gives it off to Ham. Jones, nearing the end of the shot clock, has the ball poked away, and Texas will inbound it with 2 seconds to shoot. Coach Shaka Smart had to call timeout to get his starting point guard, Matt Coleman, back on the floor, and while he was out, Richmond got all the way back into it. Texas struggling for offense now. It's Ramey in the corner for three. No good. Rebound Francis. Can Richmond take the lead and extend this run? Unbelievable turn of events here. What a night of basketball. We had a thriller in our first game, and all of a sudden now, another one coming down the wire. Shot's good for Sherrod, and Richmond leads by 2. Sherrod nearing a double-double out of nowhere here. Had just 4 points, 3 rebounds at the break. Kai Jones looks to answer, and he'll go to the line. 4th foul goes on Grant Golden. Coach Mooney leaves him out on the floor. So, 4:56 to go. Kai Jones misses the first. We talked about earlier, Richmond, the vastly superior free throw shooting team out of these two. And right there, it comes back to bite Texas. The Spiders, with all the momentum on their side. It's Golden inside, and he doesn't get it to go. Good contest by Kai Jones. Texas with a chance to try and absorb this punch. Richmond has found a second gear down the stretch. It's Jones for the lead, and he hits it. Texas back in front by 1. It's 58-57. Oh my, back and forth we go now. Earlier I said first to 60 might win this one. I think that's going to be wrong. We are tight as the offenses have figured things out down the stretch. Gilliard. Outside Golden. KO tries to set an off-ball screen, but now he gets the ball. Goes up high, Sherrod for 3. No good. KO gets the rebound. Pump fake, gets some space, and scores. Nicely done down low by Nathan KO, the 6'7 junior from Montreal. And he puts Richmond up by 1. Inside 4 minutes to go. No more TV timeouts here. Pull up from the top of the key. Doesn't get it to go. Rebound by KO, who's now taken over. Little takeover icon underneath him. Neat little feature. It's Gilliard. Up high, guarded by Royce Ham, and now they give it to Francis. Francis is taking more of a backseat role today than he normally does for Richmond. He's double teamed again, and his pass is intercepted by Kai Jones. Great turnover forced by the Longhorns, and Jones looks to push. Dishes it off for Ramey now, who leaves it for Coleman. Coleman, 19 points thus far for Texas. Dishes it outside for Ramey, passes up on the 3, 7 to shoot. Ramey works baseline, nice dish inside for Ham, and he scores. Great pass by Courtney Ramey after driving on the baseline, and Texas back in front, 2:55 to go. The next run will probably win this game. Sherrod over to KO. It could be coming right down to the wire here in Dayton. Francis outside, poked away by Coleman. Instead, it's KO getting it back. 3 to shoot. Francis gives it to Sherrod. His three-pointer is in and out. Big-time rebound by Kai Jones, who's been huge on the glass for Texas in this one. Ramey, who's been the man in this recent stretch of action, drives to his left hand and scores. Courtney Ramey glides to the bucket. And he puts Texas in front by 3. Gilliard, whose three-point shooting brought Richmond back. Dishes to Golden, who's playing with those 4 fouls. Golden being baited into that 3 by Jones, doesn't take it. Instead, Gilliard works with the right hand, goes in between 2 defenders, but it's no good. And yet another rebound for Kai Jones. It's Ramey again, starting to take things over down the stretch. Inside 2 minutes to go. Longhorns back up 3 after Richmond just led it by 3. Back and forth we go. It's Jones. Andrew Jones, that is, up high. Guarded by Sherrod. Jones for 3. Kai Jones, he hits it. The Jones-to-Jones connection is working. And Texas back up by 6. Oh, a little bit of breathing room for the Horns after Richmond stormed back and took the lead. Coach Shaka Smart rights the ship out of the timeout. 6-point lead for Texas. We'll be right back. Richmond inbounds the ball with 1.5 minutes to play. It's been a game of runs here. Richmond trying to get back in it as KO scores down low. Richmond led it 59-57, capping off a 16-2 run. And all of a sudden, since then, Texas has answered with a 9-2 run of their own. It's Ramey with the left hand. Puts one up in traffic. No good. Rebound KO. As we near the 1 minute mark, 70 seconds to play. Sherrod with his left hand in traffic. He scores. Richmond cuts it to 2. It's been a defensive struggle. It's been a rock fight. But down the stretch, the offenses have come alive. Under a minute to go, Texas by 2. Ramey to the bucket. He gets it to go and 1. And the all-important 5th foul is called on Grant Golden. He's done. Oh, what a play in this basketball game. Golden is done. Ramey with a chance to put Texas up by 5. And he hits it. Texas gets the free throw to go after struggling from the line much of the game. And Richmond needs an answer. Do the Spiders have it? It's Gilliard working up high with KO. Royce Ham on him, so no chance for a 3. KO on a size mismatch on Coleman. Oh, and 3 seconds is called. What a huge call in a huge moment. The Spiders bench cannot believe it. And Texas leads it by 5, 14-second differential. It's likely that Richmond has to foul here, but we'll see how Coach Mooney plays it. It's a high trap, little full court press. Ramey has to give it up, and they nearly turn it over, but Ham keeps possession. It's Coleman giving it down low to Ramey, and now Richmond has to play it straight up. Jones for 3, no good. Not sure why he took that shot. Poor game management by the Longhorns there. Could have taken about 10 more seconds off the clock. Instead, it's Richmond ball. We're not done yet, folks. 23 seconds left, and it's Texas leading Richmond by 5. Boy, head scratcher of a shot there from Andrew Jones. If he made it from 3-point range, surely would have put this game away. Instead, he misses, and Richmond has time to try and make something happen. Don't necessarily need a 3 right here. Matt Grace into the game now because Golden's fouled out. Inbounds it to Gilliard, who's harassed up high. Double teamed by Kai Jones and Courtney Ramey. Richmond using a lot of time here. They got to get a shot up soon. Sherrod to Francis, knows he has to put it up, and it rattles out. And Texas is about 5 seconds away as they're fouled here with 4 to go. The Longhorns are moving on. They will face Iowa in the first round, earning the opportunity to make their way out of the first 4. Coleman knocks down the free throw, and Texas grabs their first tournament win under Shaka Smart. Longhorn Nation rejoices. Maybe they're not quite back yet, as Sam Ellinger might have you believe, but they are moving on to face the Hawkeyes. Richmond puts up a valiant effort. They storm back from a 14-point deficit and take the lead, but it's all for naught. Texas gets the last laugh. Longhorns win it 70-63. Thanks for joining us tonight on Live Sim Sports. If you enjoyed the game, make sure you share it out. Get your friends watching tomorrow. This is only the beginning of all the action we'll have for you with Live Sim Sports. I'm Jake Herman, saying so long. Have a good night, and remember, we made it another day until live sports return. It's been a pleasure, and I will see you later on in this tournament.